All right, Techthusiasm 3.0 theater install, day 2, just getting started here. Sunday morning, I think it's like 9 a.m. Picking up where we left off last night. Moved a bunch of the boxes in here just to keep the cats and stuff off of them. So we got to clear the space, move the stuff out, and get ready to go. Plan is I'm going to start with the dirty work first. The paint dried, everything's looking good there. All black wall now, just kind of painted over the glue remnants and stuff like that. But we'll mark off the cutout templates here for the Utopia speakers, get that stuff cut out, get all of that cleaned up, and then the drywall, the dusty work, the dirty work is done. Once the holes are made, then we're going to the rack, pull some wire. Got the new wire here. Again, picked up a big old spool, 300 foot, 12 gauge. 12 gauge isn't as thick as I thought it was going to be, I guess, compared to 14. Probably should have just used 12 everywhere originally. It does feel a little less bendy though, it is a little stiffer, but in any case, 100% copper, OFC, oxygen-free copper, bare wire, sleeved, CL2 rated, all that stuff, 12 gauge, so it'll be 2 runs of that to each of these speaker locations to do the bi-amp, and we'll get the rack all set up, and then once the speaker wire is hanging through the wall here, then we will have no problem putting the speakers in and continue from there. Start making space, getting the screen back up on the wall, and then we can dig in to the SB17s. I did buy such a long spool of wire. Of course, I don't need that much. These runs are actually fairly short. I really probably just could have used the 14 gauge, certainly in here, but I will be running new speaker wire up to the Utopias in the living room, either all the way down to the rack or wherever the equipment ends up being for the living room, and I did want to use 12 for that, and so I just bought the big old 300 foot spool, and I'm covered for everything that I need in here and the speaker wire runs that I will need to get up to the living room eventually for the Utopias. I think I am just going to put the Utopias, now that I took all of the little of these small acoustic panels off. I have all of the vertical space above and below each speaker area. I'm just going to put them dead center between the boards, which is going to be effectively like dead center or within plus or minus an inch of the screen itself. Well, measure once, cut twice, right? So when I was measuring here, I measured the height of the cutout, measured the distance between the top board and the bottom board, divide by 2. That's the amount of space above and below the cutout. However, when I was using my tape measure, I failed to account in my initial calculation for the 3 inches of the tape measure itself. So my first lines, I was draw my first line and then realized, oh, when I got to the bottom, I'm hardly cutting anything off the bottom. Something's not right. And yeah, I needed to reaccount for those 3 inches. So dropped it 1.5 inches from my initial line. Thankfully, these extra marks on the wall won't matter. I don't need to repaint them. It's behind the screen. So we'll be cutting from here. So we will be cutting just a little bit out of the bottom after all. There we are. You see all the dust flying around in the air. 3 holes cut to size. I had the air purifier running, so it'll clean it up hopefully pretty quick. 3 holes cut to size. Utopia ready. The Dremel's a good tool for this, although if I was doing the whole project from scratch, I'd probably look for a more purpose-built cutter, but for definitely cutting out a couple extra sections and stuff like that. My hand's not even that steady, but I can still run the Dremel cutting pretty decent. So yeah, now finish cleaning up here, vacuum a little bit more, and then move on into the rack. Start getting some electronics ready to go to wire these speakers in. Here we are behind the rack. Just to give an idea, there's my little punch hole where all the cables in the theater connect through from the theater into the rack. And then of course the NADM28's down here on the bottom. Sorry for the unsteady hand here, but what I'm intending to do is use the first 3 amp channels for the LCRs, and then the other 4 one will be side and rear surrounds, and then the other one will be tops. I think technically this is side left, rear surround left, surround right, rear surround right. So the Atmos channels will be on the upper amp, and the base layer surrounds will be on the bottom amp. Then we'll be bi-amping the Utopias, so the highs will probably go up here, the mid-ranges will go onto this one, get the Y cable. So I already moved over these 4 speaker cables, I'm going to move over these 4 XLRs. These ones up here are already set because I'm already using the front 3. I just got to take this speaker wire and these XLR cables out, put the Y cables in, and then start pulling the actual wire, 2 runs of wire to each speaker location. All right, working on getting the wires set. There's again our big spool of the 12 gauge wire. I got 2 different colors of masking tape here. I was trying to think of a systematic way to do this because I need to basically tie the new cable runs, 2 of them, to the existing one to kind of pull it through and get it through the hole very easily. So I measured out what I think I need, about 10.5 or 11 feet of cable to get from the rack and the amplifiers to the left speaker. So my son and I, he's helping me out here today. We cut 2 lengths of cable. I got 1 and 2, both 11 footers. And I'm marking this with green and putting a little L on the green, marking this one with red, a little L on the red on both sides, so we know for sure like which cable is which when stuff starts to get mixed up and tangled up. So we'll put these together, we'll pull them through there, and we'll do a longer run here and a longer run there, get everything all set, and then we'll be good to start kind of wiring stuff up. I'm going to do red for the high frequency of the biamp, and we'll do the green for the low frequency of the biamp. So we'll have a red and green, left, center, and right on both ends marked up, and we should be able to keep everything clear and straight. All right, so we pulled the first wire through, no problem at all, with electrical tape. We've got our 2 leads, again, green and blue. We're ready to put the first speaker in. Now, some of these adjustments, we can tune some elements of the speaker. We don't have to worry about the crossover tuning, but the plus minus dB for the different sections of the speaker, I'll probably just end up leaving everything at 0. But down here is what matters. We're biamping, so we have 2 pairs of binding posts. We have to pull these out. So we're breaking the junction between the 2 pairs of binding posts. Now when we wire the speaker wire in to each specific section of the speaker, we'll accomplish our biamp. So I'm going to terminate this cable, and then we'll have our first Utopia in the wall.
What's up, tech enthusiasts? We're here in the Techthusiasm home theater, and we just got 1 speaker installed behind me, and we just cut the cables for the other and pulled them through. So we're gonna install that speaker in a moment. I'll probably cut that out. That's why the magnets are useful, Dad. You drop it, it grabs it.
Okay, do the right side. At least to get them initially snug.
So we're almost done with the behind the screen speakers. We need to unbox another speaker and bring it in here. And then we need to attach those cables to it, put it in the wall, attach those 2 cables, or 4 technically, put them through that hole and attach them into the rack. And then we'll have to put the big screen back on. We're unboxing some Focal in-wall Utopias. I forget the number. But we have all the stuff in there. And then we have the speaker. Take these off, and you can see our Focal speaker with like
Help me.
6 of the speaker things.
No, I don't need help with the speaker. I need the stuff off
Oh, okay. We're taking it up. Don't want that. Alright. You should buy them through our local dealer, Techthusiasm. This guy. Buy them through him. Okay? Got it!
And there we are. Double cables pulled to each one. Bi-wire connections made. Down on the bottom. Jumpers removed. They're all cinched in. I think I'm going to put one more acoustic panel stuck up to the upper left right there. And then I think that'll be it for that stuff. And now to fully wire the speakers in to the amps and finish the amp setup. And we'll work towards getting the screen back on the wall. These all went in perfect. My cuts were true. My cuts were straight and true. Didn't need to grab the Dremel and tweak or or adjust anything, so gotta love that. And there we are, probably the least fun aspect of this whole thing. Man, it's tough. My hands are hurting, my fingers are hurting. I got the Wattbox 820 in there now, the two M28s plugged into that, sitting nice at the bottom of the rack and plugged directly into the wall there. 2 outlet, 20 amp rated power conditioner, taking the amps off of the UPS. So there's the Y cables. These are the XLR Y cables. You can kind of see them going into the first amp. There's where all the junctions are right here, the Y splits, and then into the second amp, and then I can squeeze this in there up into the AVM90 LCRs, now successfully split and bi-amped. The 12 gauge wire, a little harder to work with. I didn't go banana plugs either this time. I was just trying something different. Basically going bare wire into the terminals, just screwed it down nice and tight. No worries about, sometimes these banana plugs get a little bit loose. You pull your rack in and out a couple of times, and then the banana plugs are a little bit unseated. I think the bare wire connection eliminates some of that hassle. Maybe sometime, if I feel like it, I'll flip all these other wires to just bare connections as well, instead of the banana wire, or instead of the banana plugs. So yeah, looking pretty good. You got the reds, that's the highs. The greens are the lows. The high side, the main side, and the bass side of the bi-amp. We're ready to actually turn on these speakers, but the subwoofers are next. So just gotta cut 3 sides. Myself here. There's 1. 2. I've been really pleased having the SB17s in my setup for about a year or so now, and cool to have the new model. So I'm just going to get down here, other side. So the way this works, after we kind of open the box, is I like to just sit down, put my feet to work, and push the subwoofer right out that other side. Plastic exterior bag, and then a cloth interior bag. Now I did opt for the black oak this time. I had the piano black gloss for my SB16s, but I figured, hey, let's try something different. Maybe a little less reflective from the subwoofers that are in the front of the room, and we'll do the black oak this time. All right, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but getting it done took precedence over stopping to film a whole lot. Filming really slowed me down. This was an all-day, day 2 spent in the room here. It's not room ready, it's not movie ready yet. Didn't calibrate, but I did some minor testing. At least the speakers are working, stuff like that. So the Utopias are in. They're behind the screen. You saw that a little bit earlier. Everything went without a hitch there. That was great. And my hands are killing me from all of the wiring and rack work and stuff like that. But it's all done. The SB17s are in. Got all 4 of them installed. Sitting where the SB16s used to sit. I like the presentation of these a little bit better. I think the black oak, I think it'll be better than the gloss up front. I may need to move them forward into the side a little bit more. I think I had the SB16s just off the rug, and these are kind of like half on, half off the rug and sitting a little side-eyed. The isolation feet do fit on these, so I took the isolation feet off the SB16s, put them on 17s. That's nice. Don't have to rebuy that. But yeah, everything's in. Everything's wired. Everything's connected. The first turn on was good. I did fire up the app, and I did go ahead and at least get the subwoofers renamed in the SVS app. Looks like the SB17 has more PEQs, I think, than the 16 did as well. Some slightly different controls and stuff present in the app, but got the speaker grills on. Painting will be another time, another concern. I don't mind the white and black. I've always said that on the channel. We have white trim in here and some white baseboards and stuff peeking out. It's a little bit of like a stormtrooper kind of look, and it's easy to tell people, hey, when you come in the room, if it's white, it's a speaker, or it has speakers behind it, and if it's black, it's an acoustic panel. So easy delineation there, but these are all in. They flank the couch very nicely, I think. Cutting down, of course, was the right call here. I wasn't going to put surrounds, side surrounds, rear surrounds any higher than they were, so cutting down to fit in the IW LCR6s in place of the IW6s fit great. The back SB17s sitting in the same locations where the SB16s were sitting before as well. Thanks to my wife for helping me lift these over. I didn't do it by myself. No heavy set down, no minor crack in the corner of one of these. So hopefully tomorrow evening will be measurement and calibration time. And maybe if I get that done early enough, we could even break in these speakers and these subs with a movie. So I'll leave part 2 here. I think that's pretty much it. Man, a lot of lifting. I am so tired. My back is sore. Definitely didn't need to work out today. This weekend job here, definitely was the workout. So still have 2 SB16s available to purchase if anybody out there is looking. Living room will be the next big project. For that, I need a handyman. We got a whole lot of like drywall and some framing and other type of work to do in there. This was just gear. This was basically just gear, a little bit of drywall cutting and stuff like that. I'm okay with that, but I'm not going to be the one tearing down and rebuilding up that living room wall. Definitely look to hire that out. We'll do probably an updated rack tour. I'll be doing a dedicated early 2025 home theater tour now that this stuff is all here. Man, I don't even know what I would do in here next, quite honestly. I think we've got it. Like, we've got all the bits and pieces now at a really premium level. Video chain, audio chain, speaker subs, all the way through. Theater seats, screen, everything. Man, just absolutely killer. So excited to have been able to get this room to this level. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. This is really the culmination of like 3.5 years of doing YouTube, of doing Techthusiasm, and building it all up to this. This room is really, really now a major experience center for super awesome brands like Kaleidoscape, JVC, Panamorph, Seymour, SVS, Focal, NAD, Anthem, Control4, all of it. So looking forward to some more events, looking forward to hosting, looking forward to having folks over to demo the room. And that's that. So hey, if I can help you with your home theater journey at all, I can offer a whole bunch of stuff, advice, consulting. Techthusiasm is a dealer. I am a dealer for a whole bunch of those brands that I just named, in addition to a whole bunch more. If you need some home theater help, you're looking to shop, you're looking to buy, you're looking to upgrade, reach out to me, Jeremy, at techthusiasm.net, or go to www.techthusiasm.net. Check out the information there. Check out my brand listing. Use the contact form. Get in touch and let me know how I can help you out. If you'd like to support me in other ways, hey, all the general affiliates are down there as well. Audio Advice, Best Buy, Newegg, Target, Walmart, a whole bunch of them. Use them in your regular shopping, please. Become a channel member, leave a super thanks, PayPal, Venmo tip, any of that stuff. Always appreciate it, always helps. Much, much appreciated. If you would as well, hey, do the regular YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, share the video. Leave a comment. What do you think? What do you think of day 2 here? I'm excited to share more about the results, how it sounds, how it measures, and all that stuff. Those things will be coming up. I'll break this whole thing down in a future live stream as well, so check that out. Be ready for that. Yeah, and come on back for a whole lot more home theater discussion and fun. Thanks.